2020 has been a year of a lot of changes, and we've been going through a lot of new things that we haven't really experienced in our lifetime. And with the change that has come, I just made it a point to say no more Halloween, and we're going to start just honoring our ancestors with what we decide to wear. And
it was
so,
a conscious decision.
yeah, I mean, I think that that's where we need to go with it. Because, I mean, me personally, I feel like, you know, Halloween was a bit devilish, or it got to be that way. And so I think this is a good way to kind of flip that and just say, you know what, this ain't really me dressing up, but this is how we used to do it. You know what I mean? And it really honors the ancestors that way. And so I decided to dress up as a Pamunkey warrior. And you might not know anything about that if you ain't from Virginia, but you know, I definitely had to represent one time. And why don't you tell them who you were? Go ahead.
I was, as you guys can see, my hair is straightened today. I usually have the curly hair, but I was Pocahontas, so that's what I was last night.
Held it
and
down.
a lot of people guessed it right on my Instagram. You guys can follow me _Amanda
They guessed
O
right.
_.
But I think
Yeah,
they saw the fellas and that.
Yeah, they're like Pocahontas.
Feathered out, y'all. She had a nice little feather headdress, and I was just on some, you know,
warrior
sharp
type stuff.
I should have wore it. Look, man, I
Paint
wish
it
I could have
all
seen it.
up.
I had the. That's what I'm saying. I had the paint.
The
I was holding it
stripes.
down. It was starting to crack in the end, but nah, it was dope. We had a lot of fun. You know, I just had a little too much to drink, and it ended shortly.
Yeah, but
So-
it's okay. It's okay. It happens. It happens. You know.
Yeah, I think that you know, we still like
We enjoyed it
right.
though.
We enjoyed ourselves, you know.
I enjoyed my
But we
night.
played. What was the name of that game?
Kings.
King's Cup or something like that.
King's Cup.
And we had, and I just lost. I was not good at that game.
He kept drawing like a 5. I guess that's what they say.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. But
Every time you draw a 5, the guys have to drink.
yeah, but I mean, I hope y'all enjoyed your Halloween. We definitely did. We definitely saw the people that did on social media. Given that this is the day after Halloween, I felt like it was only right to just, you know, from the mouth of the South, give y'all the history on Halloween
Oh.
and what that's coming from.
Because a lot of people don't actually know that.
Really
I mean,
don't.
I learned the history of Halloween maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but I was still like, oh, well, now I understand why parents don't want me to celebrate it. Well, still, I want the candy.
No, I mean, and I have vague memories of when I was really young. Maybe I think we did it when we were like young kids, like under 5. But that went away very quickly, I noticed. And my grandmother didn't even celebrate Halloween. So we're going to get into all of that, you know, how black folk do. But, you know, just on the history of Halloween, let me break it down a little bit, because we don't know that this tradition originated with the ancient Celtic festivals of Samhain. Now, they pronounce that a whole nother way in their culture, so I don't butcher me, please. But I'm trying to get with y'all. And basically in this time, they would light bonfires, they would wear costumes to ward off ghosts, as they say. And that's kind of the basis. Now, I know I didn't say where, you know, the Celtic festival of Samhain was. Now, we're talking about Western, you know, Western, what do you call it, Europe? Yeah, Western Europe. So we got North France, we got Ireland, you know, we got Britain, of course. And this is where, you know, the Celtic people used to, and a lot of them still do, inhabit. Now, in the 8th century, Pope Gregory III designated November 1st as a time to honor All Saints. So follow me, y'all. This is where we going. Soon, All Saints Day would incorporate some of the traditions from the Samhain, of what we now know as Halloween. Now, they get the name because of from the All Saints Day. The day being before, or the evening before rather, was known as All Hallows Eve, or as we know, Halloween. Obviously, the Celts lived about 2,000 years ago, they say. Mostly in that area is now Ireland, obviously, United Kingdom, Northern France, as I said. And they celebrated their New Year on November 1st. So that's why we get all of these, that's why they were even celebrating in the first place on November 1st, because that day marked the end of summer and the harvest and the beginning of the dark, cold winter. A time of the year that was often associated with human death. Now the Celts believed that on the night before the new year, October 31st, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred. So understand, these folk really believed that on this day that those from the other world, or the dead, or the spirits as we say, could come back, essentially. And so that's what actually brought on the tradition of dressing up. A lot of them wore animal heads, skins, things like that, because they wanted to basically hide the fact that they were human, so that these spirits could not come and take them or kidnap them, as they say. And I'm getting this from history.com, y'all, so y'all can go fact check anything that I'm talking about, but this is just a little bit about where it come from. So in modern times, Samhain, or how it's pronounced in their culture, is Samhain, is usually celebrated from October 31st to November 1st to welcome in that harvest, as I was saying, and the dark half of the year, or on a more scientific level, taking place at the midpoint between the fall equinox and the winter solstice. So that's where we're getting the time frame in which we celebrate this event. But it really came from, what really grabbed me was the fact that how all of this came from wanting to ward off so-called ghosts, or spirits, as we know. The whole dress-up tradition, the whole lighting a bonfire. Because, I mean, we think about it now. I mean, the candle inside of a pumpkin is like what? Like a little bonfire, right? I think that that might
and after
be...
hearing that story, it's like you understand the symbolism and what we do now, and how it kind of went away from the whole devilish kind of nature it embodied in the beginning.
Yeah, and there was a lot of, there was only a handful of people that really had the information, so there was a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Superstition. There was a lot of thought, behind really believing that these spirits would come. And then you have some people that engaged in that horror and actually did kidnap people. I mean, there were groups that did do that. So it did definitely become a real thing around those times. And I remember, being introduced to Halloween, and I thought nothing of like why we dressed up, but it was really just protection, I guess. But it was a little weird that they were using animal heads and skins and stuff like. I thought
that was
that's a little wild, and
cannibalistic to me.
It was a little crazy, but I just felt like it was good to give a little bit of a backstory on Hallows Eve, or Halloween, as we say, and highlight the fact that
I don't think anyone really knew that. I don't think anyone watching probably knew any of that.
Well, hey,
because I didn't
know
a couple years ago.
You won't know. So, but
and now you do know.
And now you do know. Thanks to Mouth of the South. Now, I definitely helped me out with the understanding of it, because actually, like I said, my grandmother did not celebrate Halloween, and so that wasn't something that we really looked at as a...
I mean, my family didn't either, though. Like, I couldn't... Growing up, it was like this. I understand I saw pictures that when I was a child, they dressed me up and stuff like that. But when I was old enough to know what Halloween was, our parents told us we couldn't go trick-or-treating or anything like that. So when we'd go trick-or-treating, we'd just dress up on things we just found around the house, and our parents would go and go trick-or-treating before they came back from work. And, and we'd just hide all the candy and stuff like that. That's what me and my siblings did. And then it got to the point my parents were just like, whatever. But they still told us, like, I'm not buying you. Don't ask me to buy you any costume, because I don't want you celebrating that. So, but I always realized how different it was. celebrating Halloween to some of my friends who weren't like who didn't look like me though, because they were like always so excited. They always got like the costumes, you know.
Yeah, they were
and
just
their parents
into
were
it.
like into it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, my mom. That's why I said like we did do it while we were younger. Like, and I think that probably at that time they were just trying to let kids be kids.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that my actual parents were cool with it. But I noticed that did not. Like I said, that tradition didn't last long. Before you know, before I got to high school, we might have a bucket of candy at the end of the door, just in case some kids come by from the neighborhood. But we wasn't big on Halloween like that, and I see why, because it really wasn't something that
Yeah.
But I do like the idea of All Saints Day. I like that, and they did say that like you say, for some cultures this was a 2-3 day thing. And one day they might dress up as the animals and whatnot, and the All Saints Day there were people dressing up as angels and
See?
you know what I'm saying. So
Rain was enough. I used to think it was
We all
enough.
know
Then I
the
found
election
out
is
there was more than you
underway. Okay, that is on Tuesday. So if you haven't voted, any early voting, that's fine. Just go vote on November 4th, please. Okay, we're counting on everyone to just do what we're supposed to be already doing.
no facts though. Make sure you vote.
Yeah,
November
so
3rd.
I'm pretty sure by now we already know who we're going to vote for, or so we're not gonna talk about politics that much. But in politics, we do have something to talk about.
Oh, Lord.
So I thought it was quite funny how, okay, before I start even talking about the whole Lil Wayne and Trump interaction that happened this week, it was quite funny because every single time I've seen Lil Wayne, it's been on something that's like disappointing. Okay? Aside from his music, Lil Wayne was my favorite rapper, so I'm not like, saying like...
Yeah, I'm about to say. You can't get on my mans like that because you know what he's done. But
Okay.
he just made a mistake. My brother is still on that stuff.
He's on drugs.
And
let's just be clear.
He just, sometimes in those moments you can get real passive. You can get very just kind of going through the motion like.
I used to feel so bad for him, but I just don't anymore.
And the brother just allowed himself to be used. That's all. It wasn't intentional. I believe he is just under the influence.
Well, and what he did was he co-signed Trump's platinum plan for the black community. Like, if you guys saw the picture,
he just took a picture, y'all.
The picture says it all. He's in like a plaid, like
don't let the media do that.
Schoolboy shirt, like
he just boom. And Trump know how that stuff worked. And Wayne was just like.
But it goes back to what remember when Biden made that comment and told the black community, you're not black if you don't vote for me, and so people were saying like the black community is already just gonna vote for like Trump and stuff.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that some of us made a hard switch.
That's what Wayne was trying to. Well, that's what he was trying to prove when he was like saying like, why would I be on Biden's side?
I don't know. I didn't never heard Wayne say it. I never heard him say, "Why would I be on Biden's side?" But I do think that he just got caught up in the mix. I mean, I need to look at, because they say he co-signed the platinum plan. He could have just took a picture with him. As soon as Ice Cube sat down with both parties, they said, "Oh, Ice Cube's working with Trump." So now I gotta really examine when y'all see our black figures with Trump or with people like him. We gotta look into what that really.
But
what's really going on.
Wayne used to represent the culture.
Ain't no used to. Wayne is the culture. That's what I say.
Okay.
That's what I say. Yeah. But that's why Trump did what he did.
I don't know. I feel like he betrayed the culture. That's just my take on it.
Well,
I love Wayne, but
why?
Because with going with the whole entire Trump route and believing that he actually has a plan for the black community, I don't believe that. That's complete bullshit. That's bullshit to me.
Oh my!
It's all politics.
It's bullshit.
And it's a political move.
You think what's a political move?
What Wayne and Trump and the whole Trump administration are doing.
Okay.
with saying what they actually have this platinum
Well,
plan
definitely
for
a
the black
political move on
community.
Trump's end. Definitely.
I mean, even if it is a political move, do you feel like Wayne is not going to use that to our advantage?
Every time Wayne comes out, it's something. It's just been disappointing for me. I can't even get past the last time when he was like bashing like black women, specifically dark skinned black women. So,
Oh, Lord.
and he has a dark skinned black daughter. Like, I just don't understand. It's unacceptable. And now he comes out and he's doing this with Trump. I don't know. I'm at the point of wanting to cancel him. Me personally, I'm not trying to, you know. I feel like, you know how they say, don't say, stay in your lane and, you know, just stay there.
Yeah, don't
But
say that.
but they want like people to, you know, step out of the lane and that's good. But I feel like in Wayne's situation, he should stay in his lane. I really do personally feel that way. He's great with the music and everything like that. So just stick to that and keep that going.
I love Wayne, man. He did say he said some dumb things, but we all have. I don't want to put him in a box because of that.
No one's putting him in a
Now,
box
when he
by
said-
saying to stick to what you're good at, you know?
But I'm just saying,
Not politics.
it's just like telling LeBron to shut up and dribble. It's just like that. But,
wow.
but
wow.
it is. But the thing is, when you do try to give Wayne a platform to say something himself, I just feel like he does struggle with that. I mean, he I remember he sat down with that young lady and he said something like, you know, I'm a young black rich, you know, if that don't prove that Black Lives Matter.
Oh, that interview. Like, I think he just lives in, okay, I understand when he was younger, he had been shot. He shot himself, and
Right.
it was a police officer that saved his life.
And
Okay,
yeah,
so
and
I know he has this he has this place in his heart for, like, officers and
Mhm.
those type of things. So
Mhm.
when he came out saying about the whole Black Lives Matter, he's like, he didn't even know what that was. And then he says, and he kind of denounces it, saying, you know, does it, what,
Let
where
me
do you
play.
say that?
I gotta play a little audio for y'all. You know what I'm saying? If y'all here listening, let me just see if I can.
What's your thought on Black Lives Matter?
What is it? What do you mean?
The idea was that there was this movement called Black Lives Matter, thinking that the rest of America didn't seem to understand that Black Lives Matter.
It just sounds weird. I don't know that you put a name on. It's not a name. It's not whatever. It's somebody got shot by police for a reason. I am a young black rich. If that don't let you know that America understands Black Matter these days, I don't know what it is. That man white, he filming me. I don't know what you mean, man. Don't come at me with that dumb man.
Yeah, so, and that wasn't the only time I think Wayne has tried to distance himself from, you know, Black Lives Matter or even what that is.
It's like every time he comes out, it's on the opposition. And he used to be, that's why I say he used to represent the culture so much, but he's like betrayed us. I just feel like that's my personal take on it.
Wayne, we
love you, but
we love you, Wayne.
you gotta get out that stuff, whatever you've been doing.
My man. Nah, but I do think that, you know, obviously Trump is like, it's a ploy. I mean, Trump wants to align himself with those who have the influence in our community. And that's why I say the one thing that Trump understands is that he knows that the power lies in influence.
Oh,
And
yeah.
there's a difference between power and money. And Trump gets that. And so he's just going to align that.
That's also why in his presidency, the world's richest people have gained wealth by over $1 trillion in Trump's presidency alone since 2016. If you guys didn't know that. 5 richest people, I'd say, like, what's it called? Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos. That's crazy.
The president for all, he says.
Exactly.
Yeah, we gotta do better, y'all. We gotta just understand when we're being used. You know what I mean? And we understand that relationship. Some of us allow ourselves to be used. Some of us use other people. But we gotta just know. You know, we gotta always know what's going on. And you know, that was just an example of us not having that level of consciousness that we need to have. You know, Trump's platinum plan. They're saying that, you know, after the meeting he made modifications. People don't trust that he will fall through with those modifications.
I wouldn't either.
But they're
I
using
wouldn't
it to get
trust
the
a
black vote.
word Trump says. I
Yeah.
would not trust a word Trump says.
And that's what puts us in a bind here, because some of it is just knowing that we got to get this man out of office, and then you have other people that just hate the fact that, you know, black folk always got to go Democratic, and so they try to do anything but that because of that. And even when they know that that's going to actually, you know, bring about.
It's gonna hurt the general public the most. Just keeping him in office is what we all should know is not the best idea. Moving forward, we've seen what his administration has done and does and is currently doing these past 4 years, so we're just tired.
I'ma stand tall, no matter what, no matter who.
Alright, for the question segment. It's called Questions for the Culture. It's one of my favorite sections of the show. Where we talk about questions that, you know, should be talked about, but people don't really talk about openly because, you know, for the reason of the questions kind of make it's an awkward type of conversation, I guess, for some people. So the first one, the first question is, why is it when people owe people money, they become distant until they're ready to pay it back? Isn't that, do you notice that? I actually do, I have noticed that before though. That like when someone, or I mean,
When they owe you, you don't hear. Well, that make a lot of sense to me, because if somebody owe me some money, they gonna try to make sure that they are not reminding me of that. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't gonna say nothing. They ain't gonna show their face. They ain't gonna post nothing, because as soon as I see them, hey, they owe me some money. You know what I'm saying? So I think that that's why they distance themselves, because they just trying to kind of. They're like, I got you. But
what about those people who owe people money, but they're out there having the time of their lives on vacation, you know, turning up at the club in VIP and doing this type of stuff, but they definitely also, what about those type of people then?
if you owe me some money and you out parlaying and living it up, that means you really don't care that you owe somebody some money, and you gonna keep, you know what I'm saying? And that's just not a good look. It's just not a good look.
Okay.
Come on, y'all, pay our people back, man. Accountability is everything.
Call us in if you are one of those people. Does it mean something if your partner doesn't invite you to spend the holidays with them? My thing is, I think it does. Like, straight up. The holidays are a time when you are reflecting on your year and how, you know, and being with family, and it's a time to be happy and like spend those moments that are and make memories of those moments. So
How long does it have to be in a relationship before you do feel away if he does not? Because I feel like, you know, if it's still, like, let's say I started dating
oh, that's a good question though. How
in
long
the
should-
fall season, and then, you know, obviously the holidays right there, so would you still expect them to invite you
Oh,
in an early stage? You know what I'm saying?
That's a good question. I think it would mean something if he just didn't bring it up at all, like, or
If y'all 3 months in and he don't say nothing about it, you don't feel a way about that, huh?
I feel like anyone would. B, would you?
3 months in?
I mean, no. And they're like, all right, I'm about to
3
go
months
home.
in?
No, they're like, all right, I'm about to go home for Thanksgiving. I'll see you later, or something like that. You know?
I mean, 3 months in.
Would it be better if they had addressed it and been like, actually just addressed it and said, okay, you know, it's Thanksgiving. I know we've just started dating, so you don't have to feel any type of way about coming to my Thanksgiving since
That's
it's really
different.
early. That's something. No, I'm saying so. What you wouldn't feel any type of way if that conversation that was had. But what if it was no conversation was had at all?
Yeah,
Would you
I
feel
would
some type of way though?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I don't understand why you wouldn't.
Okay.
3 months in. That's what I'm saying. 3 months in.
Yeah.
Why would I not feel some type of way?
Wait, so you would feel something too if they didn't invite you, right?
Yeah.
I'm not the most in touch or guy who's in touch with his feelings, so I feel like 3 months in, if I wasn't invited, I feel like I probably wouldn't be upset. Now, if we had been dating, like I said, for some time, and they ain't saying nothing about it, then
What is some time for you though?
Well,
Because you just said 3 months wasn't some time.
Yeah, when you talk about inviting somebody home for the holiday, because normally people spending those moments with their fam. So if we started dating at the beginning of the year, and you don't say nothing about Thanksgiving or Christmas or nothing like that, I'm probably gonna feel away. You know what I'm saying? so that's just me though. That's just me. You know what I'm saying?
What if you were married to your husband for all these years and find out that the ring he gave you on your wedding day or the ring that he proposed to you with was never real? Would that change anything in your relationship when you found out? And this can be vice versa.
I mean, this is when we find out, is
Questions
the love
for the
real?
culture, you guys.
Is the love real or not? Because if the love is real, and
if the love is real, wouldn't the jewelry that you gave her be real?
well, I'm just saying.
No,
I
I'm
feel
saying,
like-
so no, that's a question for the culture right now. Like, what would you, how would you feel? Like, would that change?
How would you feel?
I mean,
For me
you coulda
personally,
got
I would
something
look
that
at
was real.
Yeah,
no.
you coulda got
For me,
something, but the
for me
ring-
personally,
You got a real
for
necklace,
me
you got a
personally,
real
if I
necklace.
was wearing a ring that it obviously was real enough to not change color, but then I realized it wasn't real, I would literally be rethinking the value of how my husband really thought of me. I don't know,
Lord.
did he feel I would have that feeling though, did he feel like he couldn't just tell me the truth, ayo baby, right now in this moment in time I can't afford the real one, but I want something that looks like it is the real one, for you to wear for some
So
time.
he did
At
it?
least he was just honest and open with, and me as his wife, we would tackle that,
Yeah.
But
Not saying anything.
having me wear it, not say anything, and that's also trust type thing, So yeah, I'd feel some type. I would really question a lot of things. How would you feel me?
I'd be like, damn.
I'm gonna say this for any man. You better go get that $25 ring. Fuck. You know what? I take that back. Someone might take that 25, because some brothers will go get that joint out the little candy dish and. Hey,
I hope not, brother. I hope not.
I have seen some crazy things in my lifetime.
Damn.
So
I didn't know we was that bad.
put some effort behind your shit. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
For sure. And if you ain't got it, then just look, baby, look.
This kid had this one meter that you can put to the jewelry, and it will start making this beeping ringing if it's real or not, And if you put it to the thing and it's just dead silent, it doesn't ring. There's nothing in that diamond or piece of jewelry that is real, not even the band. So he brought that thing to school, okay, and he went to his teachers who had been married a long time, okay.
Hurt some of their feelings, didn't he?
And he asked, he was just he told them what they had. He's like, that's a really nice ring and stuff like that. This is gonna see how much carats or how real it is or not, how and the teacher was like, yeah, I've been married for 25 years, and they were showing them, they'll put the ring down, he would do it, and at least 6 out of 10 of those rings were not real. And these were, people who had been married 5, 10 plus years, And I was just like, wow, these are, and there were more older women in at the same time, so I don't know if that was a thing back then, and now that's not a thing, because that was very shocking to see.
Look, man, y'all make sure y'all ain't doing y'all women like that. Right? And make sure y'all comment and and share which crazy situations y'all have seen, because I ain't heard nothing like that. My man says 6. She said 6 out of 10 rings. My man said somebody got a ring for real. out the 25-cent machine. We got to do better, my brothers.
Got to.
We can't be doing no Cracker Jack ring.
Real talk.
That's not
Real
cool.
talk. I don't
Before-
give a daggone how lucky you think it is.